The SmackDown debut on USA Network I thought was pretty good. Pretty good episode 2. Great title matches between Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose in the main event. Above all else, though, it was a good show. Good match between Del Rio and Kalisto, which I'll get to momentarily in regards to the Raw rematch for the U.S. title. The commentary I thought was fucking fantastic. I thought Mauro Ranallo was awesome. And I had not heard of him before this. I mean, I had heard of him, of course, in the press release when he was coming over to WWE about a month ago when they announced it. But that was it. I had never heard him. I'd never heard his commentary in New Japan or boxing or MMA or whatever. So this was my first exposure to him as a commentator, especially in WWE as well as it was for everybody else. Great first night on SmackDown. Got a lot of positive feedback on Twitter. I saw a lot of people tweeting about it and praising his commentary, as they should have. He did a great job. If nothing else, he brings a freshness to the product. We have a lot of great announcers. I like Rich Brennan. I really like Tom Phillips. But Mauro Ranallo is far and away, the best commentator they have right now. I mean, that's not a stretch. That's not an exaggeration. Name me one commentator in WWE, NXT, superstars, whatever, that is better than this guy. We have some good commentators. Like I said, Tom Phillips and Rich Brennan, I think, are very, very good. Even Corey Graves in NXT is good as well. But I don't think anyone comes close to Mauro Ranallo. And I'll be writing an article about it hopefully at some point, but I feel like he can be the next voice of WWE. Michael Cole, believe it or not, has been here for almost 20 years. 20 fucking years. Which, depending on who you're asking, may be a good thing or a bad thing, but he's had a lot of longevity in this business. Even Jim Ross was not here full-time for 20 years. He came in 93 and he left in 2013. That's 20 years, but a lot of that time he was away, he was gone. He left in 09, 2010, and then he wasn't a part of the product for a couple of years. So Michael Cole at this point has outlasted him. I'm not saying Michael Cole is better. That's such a dumb thing to say, but Jim Ross is my favorite commentator of all time. But Mauro Ranallo is great. I think he's doing a great job on SmackDown. The first episode of SmackDown they called on the USA Network is awesome. I'm hoping the renewed focus for SmackDown sticks. I've said this before, but they've done this time and time again where they, you get a new toy and you love it when you first get it, but then after a while it just kind of dies down and just becomes just another toy and you stop paying attention to it and it goes to the wayside. That's what SmackDown is. Every year it feels like, at least once a year, they go through this process that, SmackDown's this big deal for a month. And then after that, it goes back to being what it was before, just an irrelevant B show. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I hate to sound pessimistic, because obviously that's not the way I think or, aim when it comes to wrestling or just life in general. But it's just a common thread, a common theme throughout SmackDown, throughout the years, that they treat it like a big deal for a month, and then after that, it becomes just another show. So I'm hoping that's not the case, because the first debut episode was really good. This week, they've already announced, a tag team match between Sheamus and Kevin Owens, between Dean Ambrose and Neville, which is good, which makes sense from a storyline standpoint. I'm looking forward to that. I think the first time that Ambrose and Neville have ever teamed up in a 2-on-2 tag team match. That's pretty cool. You have a tables match between the Dudleys and the Wyatt family, which is awesome. The Dudley boys are probably going to lose, but still our first tables match on SmackDown in over 4 years, as the commentator said. I think the last one being between Wade Barrett and Sheamus on that SmackDown roulette show, when they always used to do that theme, and on whenever they were in Las Vegas. They would typically do it for Raw, but they did it for SmackDown a few times too. But anyway, we got that on SmackDown, and one other match too that I forgot about. Oh, the U.S. title match. We have Kalisto versus Del Rio for the U.S. title and a rematch from Raw. So I'm looking forward to all three of those matches. Should be a good show on Thursday.